I'm at jiu-jitsu practice. It's hard to see with the light that is at jiu-jitsu practice. But, you know, I never told you how I started jiu-jitsu. I gotta show you how I started. I gotta tell you the story about how I started. Because I used to play football. Football was my thing. But nah, jiu-jitsu and MMA is my thing now. In class, we're running all. You old fuck. Look at your boy right here. Look at your boy right here. I'm on the wall of fame. I'm on the wall of fame. My man, it's my first coach ever. Look at this guy. This is a handsome man right here.
Damn right.
Let's do the clay edge though. We got like a little gym, man. I like the intimacy of it. It's not a big gym, so you could look at that. This man Julio's the man, bro. We love Julio. We love Julio. He's an integral part of our jiu-jitsu community. He's the nerdy guy that knows everything. You know what I mean? He knows everything about everything. You know what I mean? And I love people like that. But I just such a good group of guys. John too. John's right there with the blue belt. He's a teacher. He's the type of dude. He's such a good guy that he's the type of teacher. If I had kids, I want him to teach my kids. You know what I mean? That's how good of a guy he is. Like I would trust him with my kids. He's a good guy.
Sure enough, the Shogun of Harlem. There you go.
Yo, boy, looking clean. I just got done working out. But let me tell you about how I came through, started jiu-jitsu, right? So, I used to be football. You know, football was my thing. And it was my thing because it was my first love. You know what I mean? I never, my parents are immigrants from Somalia. They came through when it was war in Somalia. They came to America as immigrants, first generation. I'm a first generation, whatever. And then, so we never knew sports, you know what I mean? They just care, even in their culture, they just care about religion, you know what I mean? They like soccer, whatever, and stuff like that. They don't really play as much. Not a lot, but it's not so I'm in like 8th grade. I've just always been this super aggressive kid, you know what I mean? I had anger issues, you know, I never really, but it's a superpower for me. So I finally get into football. That was like the first thing I played. And I've never played any organized sports. I never even played sports. I would just fuck around outside until 9th grade. And from there I played all the way till senior year. Then I got a D2 scholarship, played at this D2 school, grad transfer there, and went to play D1 football. I'm that nigga, you know what I mean? Not a lot of people could just pick up a sport like that and go really far, you know what I mean? And get your college paid for. I didn't even want to go to college, you know what I mean? If it wasn't for continue my sports career, if it wasn't my dream to go to the NFL and I had to go steps by going to college and going to the NFL, you know what I mean? If that wasn't my dream, I would have never went to college, you know what I mean? If I just wanted to play college football, I wouldn't even do that. Like, I wouldn't even play football in college if I just wanted to play college football. You feel me? I have to have a super end goal to be like, yeah, this is where I want to get to, and I have to take these steps to get there. So I'm at this D1 school, and I'm there in the spring, and I have a personal, I'm in a personal turmoil in my life, you know what I mean? If you really want to hear about it, just comment down below. I'll tell you that whole spiel of how I got into that. It's fucking, it's one of the craziest stories of my life, you know what I mean? And it made me who I am today, but if you want to know, just comment down below. If this gets a lot of likes, I might do it. I might say it's personal, you know what I mean? But I'm at this school. I leave there because I have to get my mental right? My mentality is not right now. So I leave. I basically quit football because I have to care. I'm in a spot where I'm not healthy, right? So I go home. It makes me even more depressed. I'm thinking maybe more sad and stuff. It was just more turmoil because I think I left this opportunity that was great for me, whatever. Then it comes to this December 31st. December 31st, 2022. A day I will never forget. And I read this thing and it just changed my mind. I ain't gonna go too deep. You gotta comment down below. I can't give you too many juicy details. I gotta stay on how I started jiu-jitsu, right? And I'm starting to get back into working out, blah, blah, blah. And then out of nowhere, one of my D2 coaches hit me up, and he's at this D1 AA school in Texas. And he's like, bro, I want you to come, blah, 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 I got your scholarship for you, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, shit, man. Now I got this opportunity to play football again at a D1 spot, you know what I mean? In Texas, you know what I mean? Because the other place I was in South Dakota, and it was shit. But I hate South Dakota is boring. So I'm like, dude, let me just think about it. You know what I mean? Let me think about he gave me the offer. I'm like, let me think about it really. Because you know what I mean? That's a big jump. You know what I mean? So I weighed out the pros and cons. I was like, let me write out the pros and cons of why I love football and why I don't love football. You know what I mean? It was just like, and the cons just start weighing out the pros. You know what I mean? The pros was, I love the sport. I love playing the sport. I love the aggression of the sport. I love how the sport makes me feel. I love how the sport boosts my ego. You know what I mean? But what I hated about the sport, all the politics, all the favoritism, all the bullshit you have to deal with outside of playing the actual football game. You know what I mean? I'm not a type of person that sucks up to people. You know what I mean? That game, you gotta suck up to people. You gotta be this perfect human being. You know what I mean? You gotta act like, I am a righteous human. No, I'm not. I am not that person. You know what I mean? I act how the fuck I want to act. You know what I mean? I believe the best player plays. Obviously, if you're not being a detriment, whatever. And sometimes I would be, because I'm selfish, nigga. I think about me and me alone, nigga. That's why football wasn't the best sport for me, because I only care about me, and it's a team sport. So it's kind of hard to care about me in a team sport. So I go and I'm thinking like, all right, bro. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, okay, I need something else to go. I'm like, what did I love about football? What did I love about as a child? What did I love? You know what I mean? That's what I'm thinking back. And I'm like, when I was a kid, bro, I loved anime. But I didn't just love anime. I love action anime. I love when there's fighting. I love all that shit. You know what I mean? Like my brother, me and my brother totally different. Sometimes he likes romantic animes and like drama animes. Hell no. I can watch maybe a few, but most it has to have action. I need fight scenes. You know what I mean? That's what I love. You know what I mean? Even when I was a kid, me and my brother used to watch wrestling until we found out it was fake, and I stopped watching. You know how heartbroken. It was like probably the first time how a kid feels when he finds out that Santa Claus is not real. That's how I felt when I found out WWE was not real. I was heartbroken. And me and my brother, we used to watch a WWE match, and we used to like curate the fucking chairs and couches and stuff. My mom used to hate it when we used to be WWE night. We used to curate the fucking couches and just fucking have a war. You know what I mean? So it was just like, I love the violence. I love the aggression. I love that part of it. You know what I mean? I love the expression of physical violence. You know what I mean? And I'm like, what is the most physically violent sport? Compared, football's high. Football's high up in the list. You know what I mean? And I was playing linebacker. You know, that's how I was banging niggas' heads. You know what I mean? I have highlights. You gotta go fucking watch my highlights. It's fire. But I'm like, yo, that's what I loved about football. What is a sport that does that? MMA. I always think I'm that nigga, you know what I mean? I always felt like I was that dude. I was a warrior. I was a warrior, you know what I mean? I felt that in my soul. So I'm like, dude, if I am really a warrior, let me test this shit out. Let me see what I'm really about this shit. And I called my coach, and I'm like, dude, I swear to God, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm literally thinking about this while I'm thinking about the pros and cons. I didn't like write it out. I was thinking it in my head. It was like December. It was snowy as shit. I was layered the fuck up. I walked to this like park that's really naturey, and I like sit in the snowbank, and I'm seeing that it's like the snow, the river. I mean, it's like a little stream, but it's kind of frozen. But there's a part where it's not frozen, and it was like the water. You could see the water streaming, and it was just like so peaceful. It was like probably like 2 a.m. This is the morning. No one's here. No one's awake. You know what I mean? I'm sitting there just thinking about it, and then I called my coach up, you know what I mean? And I don't know how he answered. I called my coach up, and I was like, no, I think I texted him. I don't think I called him because it was that late. And I was just like, yeah, I want to be in the UFC, you know what I mean? That's what I want to do in life, and that's what I'm gonna start pursuing, you know what I mean? Just I want to beat up John Jones, you know what I mean? Like, because I felt like John Jones was like the best UFC fighter. I was like, this dude could bitch me, you know what I mean? I felt like if John Jones came in, he could do whatever he wants. So I was like, man, I need to get to a point where I feel like even John Jones can't fuck with me, you know what I mean? So I was just like mentally, just like I was so excited. And then that's when I got to my recovery guy who I messed up I had a knee surgery, and this guy was a recovery guy. I went through him, and he used to do martial arts. And I remember I was a couple days after that, I went to his house and I was doing this workout in this like power suit. It was fucking, I literally puked in this dude's fucking house. It was not in the house, but in the toilet in this crib. But I was just like, dude, I really want to do martial arts. Like, what should I start? Like, where's gym should I go? And he's like, dude, you should start with jiu-jitsu. You know what I mean? Just start with jiu-jitsu first. Like, if you want just do MMA, start with jiu-jitsu first. And I'm glad I did then doing striking, because the ground game is hard to like, you know what I mean? But once you get into, that's your first thing to introduce in martial arts, you fall in love. Now I'm in love with jiu-jitsu. So he's like, yeah, I have this coach named Fabio. You know what I mean? And like he's like, yeah, I've known him. Boom, blah. Like, go to him. Boom. I hit up Fabio. Go there like a couple of days later, and I love it. The first day of class, I just fall in love. I'm like, jiu-jitsu is sick. You know what I mean? The dude was like, I had an old guy I was rolling with, because he didn't let me roll a little bit for the first class, and I'm like going hard, blah, blah, blah. And I gassed out. I'm like, because it's like a 5-minute round. I'm like, oh my God, this is hard, dude. And this old guy is like, and then that's when, once I got tired, that old guy was like, yeah, this is the time to dominate. And then I was like, dude, I'm tired. And he was like this, damn, I was just getting to the good part. I'm like, damn. Do you know how demoralizing I felt that this old man was manhandling me? I am half his age and he's manhandling me. I'm like, how is this? This is not, I'm strong. I'm football, a football guy. I'm like, I'm big and strong. You know what I mean? And it just opened my eyes to, yeah, I'm a fucking little kid. You know what I mean? Once I got better and better, I've been doing it for almost like a year and a half, almost 2 years now. Not a year and a half. And it's just the love of my life now. So that is how my introduction of how I got into the jiu-jitsu / UFC. And my main goal is my goal is to be a UFC heavyweight champion of the world. Put that fucking Somalian that flag on the belt. Woo! Can't wait. I could die happy after that. Now that's my dream. If you let me know about you guys. If you guys started jiu-jitsu, have you guys? I actually put one of my friends onto jiu-jitsu. That was like one of my close buddies from high school, and we used to play baseball all the time, and he loved UFC too. And I convinced him, like, dude, it's the best decision of your life. And he's actually about to do a competition in April too. So that's sick, man. Jiu-jitsu is great, especially if you gotta find a good gym though. You gotta find a good gym with good people. Like, I got lucky with meeting Fabio as my first teacher. You know what I mean? If I had a shitty teacher at the beginning, then maybe I wouldn't like his jiu-jitsu. But I had a great teacher at first, and it made me fall in love with it. So I'm lucky.